Hi, I'm James, and this is my take on reality. In this episode, we're going to be talking about a TLC show called Mama's Boy, and specifically about a young man by the name of Matt and his mother, Kelly. Let's get it. Matt is a 31-year-old man who is in a non-sexual boyfriend-girlfriend relationship with his mother. Hopefully it's non-sexual. Just kidding. But seriously though, he's in a non-sexual relationship with his mother. Now I can feel some of you saying, James, how could you be so salacious? Don't worry, because I bring the receipts. For instance, last season, Matt took his mom lingerie shopping so that he could pick something out for his fiance who he was having sexual issues with. The sexual issue being as though Matt wasn't getting any. So taking his mom to buy the lingerie, his mom comes up with the great idea that Matt should purchase her and his girlfriend matching lingerie. Now, seeing as though he was getting some weird looks and some side eyes and a holy cow kissing cousins Batman stares from some of the clerks, Matt decided that he wasn't going to purchase his mother the lingerie, at least not at that time. Instead, he purchased his girlfriend or fiance the lingerie, then he got her a nice little robe that she could wear on top of it, to kind of do the reveal. Ba-bam! You know how it goes. Mom, she decided that she wanted to get a matching robe. Matt paid for both of them, had them both wrapped up, boxed up, and he took them out the store. Later that evening, he gave his fiancée the box with the lingerie and the robe in it. Then out comes Kelly, his mom, wearing the matching robe. Now, normally when a man gives his lady some lingerie, it's not just a gift for her. It's a gift for him as well. If I buy lingerie, I don't just want you to wear it when I'm not there. I want to see you in it. Now, normally, you would think that this is what is about to happen. No. What happens is, Matt decides that he's going to send his fiancée upstairs so she can go to bed alone with the lingerie and the robe that he bought, while he stayed up late to watch a movie and drink chamomile tea with his mom, while she's wearing the robe that matches his fiancé. Weird. Dude, your mom is your girlfriend. What are you doing? Now, eventually, mom's interference in Matt and his fiance's relationship, and Matt's tendency to be too close and rely too heavily on his mother, caused that relationship to fail. Now, the best part about this show is they got it all on tape. And this, by far, is one of the most epic breakups of all time. Matt went to meet his fiancée for a meal. And she wanted to talk to him about how close he was to his mom and how it was disturbing her and how they needed to get some separation from her so that the relationship can continue to grow. Matt, he decides that he's going to bring his mother with him for support. And of course, this all goes horribly wrong. And Matt, if you're listening and you watch this show or you see this video, I'm going to tell you now. I will forever clown you for how you acted during the course of this breakup. Now, as soon as his fiancée at the time saw Kelly walk through the door, she pulled the plug on the relationship immediately because she realized that it wasn't going to go anywhere and it wasn't worth her time. And so after she dumps him, Matt screams out, "Have you killed?" Then he says to his mother, who's just sitting there drinking a glass of wine, "Come on, Mom, let's go." Because the mom was just sitting there staring at her. Like at this time, Matt wanted to leave, but he couldn't leave because I wasn't sure if maybe Kelly was his ride or something. Because it was like kind of bring your mom to breakup day or whatever. The only thing that would have made this more classic is if the ex-girlfriend or ex-fiance would have looked at Matt and said, "Hey, Matt, you forgot something. Your mom and your balls in a purse." Now, this season, Matt was dating a new young lady by the name of Brittany. Now, did Kelly learn anything after destroying Matt's previous relationships with his fiance? Hell to the nizzle. This is TLC. Of course it's going to be bad as it was before, if not worse, because that's what they do. Now, when Kelly wanted to meet Brittany for the first time, she had her get dressed up in a hula skirt and sit there while she asked her stupid ass questions. Do you believe in prenuptial agreements? Do you believe in a man should be close to his mother? Do you believe that a guy should always have open relationships with his mom? And do you think that a guy's relationship with his mom is the most important thing? She has all these crazy questions. And to Brittany's, I don't know whether to give her credit for this or just to simply say that she is the most patient person I've ever seen, or desperate. I don't know. But she sat there, answered all the questions, put up with all the dumb shit, and by the end of it, after all this hazing, Kelly still wasn't satisfied. Now, of course, when Kelly met Brittany for the first time, she had to interrogate her. But not only did she interrogate her, she made her wear a grass skirt, just so she could sit there and see how far she could push this young lady and to see how far this young lady is willing to go to make her happy in order to be with her son. Completely ridiculous. Now, if I could have spoke to Brittany directly, I would have told her, never devalue yourself for the presence of a man. At the end of the day, men value you as much as you value yourself. If you're going to devalue yourself for the benefit of a man and his mother, when does it stop? Who's going to make them stop? And why would they ever stop? You have to value you. Now, for some reason, despite all the hazing, Brittany still decided to go ahead and spend the night with Matt. So they had this whole special evening plan where Matt was going to bring her over to the house that's literally in his mother's backyard. Now, of course, because mom couldn't see into Matt's house from her house because there was an errant tree in the way. Early the next morning, she gets on an ATV, she ties a rope to the tree, and she rips it out of the ground and drives around the yard with the tree dragging behind her. And she had this to say to Brittany.
Britt, I'm bat crazy.
Now keep in mind, the whole time this is going on, Matt is standing there giggling like a little schoolgirl. Like he's standing there, oh mom, oh what are you doing mom? Oh wow, what's this about mom? Oh, she's so crazy. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Brittany, what are you doing baby with your life? That should have been a huge, no thank you. Don't call me never. Lose my number. From now on, your phone calls don't get returned. Now, after this event, Kelly decides that she's going to have a conversation with Brittany at her job. So she goes to Brittany's job so that she can interrogate her further. I don't know about y'all, but when you play with my money, you play with my emotions. Even if I thought the other shenanigans with the tree and the hula skirt, if I thought that was kind of cute or funny, all that would have stopped the minute you showed up to the thing that's helping me put a roof over my head, put a bed under my behind, put shoes on my feet, and food in my belly. As soon as you start messing with that, especially for a guy that you're just kind of casually seeing, a guy that you're not in a strong, years-long relationship with, a guy that who's not even your fiance, or you guys aren't even close to getting married, and you're going to sit there and tolerate all this? Oh no, and you're going to show up to my job? My job? Oh no, we don't do that. Now, after Kelly shows up to the job, this is what she had to say during the confessionals.
I think she was a little bit snippy with me. I don't like that.
I don't know. Let's see. What could have possibly made Brittany act so poorly? Maybe it was when Kelly told her that I just wanted to show up to make sure you had a job. First of all, that's none of your business. Second of all, this is a guy who you're dating casually. He is not your fiance. You're not getting married. You're not relying on him for any financial assistance whatsoever. So if you lose this job, you lost your job. Then she asked her, would you ever intentionally get pregnant to trap a man? Are you insane? Even if she was the type of person who was going to get pregnant intentionally to trap a man, do you think she would tell you that, yeah, that's what I'm doing? Like, how many comic books do you read? How many kiddie shows do you watch? Oh, you got me. You asked one question that I can't refuse not to answer. Oh no, I've been foiled. And it's all because of those crazy kids and nosy ass Kelly. Then finally Kelly says, there's a hierarchy at my house, and I'm on top. Basically saying that she's a priority and nobody else is. Brittany respectfully responded that she likes to be the priority in the relationship that she's in, and she's going to likewise hold Matt as a priority as long as they're in a relationship together. She further goes on to say that she expects there to be mutual respect between Matt, her mom, and with her. The problem you have, Brittany, is that Kelly does not respect you or Matt. How do I know this? Because she went behind Matt's back to meet with you at your job to make sure that he's doing the right thing, because apparently he's not old enough or smart enough to be able to decide who he wants to spend time with. So he needs his mama to come behind him and wipe his nose, fix his collar, tie his shoe, and make sure the woman he's spending time with is actually somebody who is doing the things that she says she's doing. Secondly, she doesn't respect you, Brittany, because if she did, she wouldn't have shown up to your job. When I was watching this episode, I had to stop the show and talk to my daughter. I told her, look, if you're ever at your job and somebody shows up saying that they want to have a talk, you take a break, you take a lunch, you leave the premises, or you tell them you'll catch up with them when you're both off. In other words, take that ass outside. Now, after Crazy Kelly went to Brittany's job, she immediately started talking shit about her to Matt. Now, Matt, being the dutiful boyfriend, son, he of course backs off of Brittany and stops calling her and talking to her. And he basically avoided her for about 3 weeks. Now, Brittany, being a little immature with her boss, decided she was going to get a little bit of revenge on Matt and his mom for showing up to her job. So she invites Matt out to a meal. Breakup season. Man, need to stop going on dinner with these women, because they be breaking up with him in public places. And every time, he never comes out looking good. At this point, I don't know Brittany's bio, but I would definitely want to go to a meal with her to meet this clown. Mama's boy, meet daddy's little girl. Like, I love my daughter more than I love my freedom. I'll show up to Matt's search party with his body in my trunk. We gotta find him. Has anybody talked to him? When was the last time you spoke to him? Oh God, he's probably closer than any of us could imagine. We better hurry up because he could be hurt or something. Now, from the start of this meal, Matt has a condescending look on his face the entire time. Then he began to yell at Brittany, saying that he didn't appreciate this and he didn't like this game. The game your mom been playing this whole time, player? Are you serious? If you didn't like this game, you should have stopped it from the other side. You should have stopped your mom from pulling this game, because it is childish. Now, when they asked him if he thought about telling his mother to stand down, he shrugged his shoulders like it was no big deal and said, yeah, I talked to her about it, but I'm not going to ask her to step back. And here's the part that really killed me. When they asked Matt what he thought about Brittany possibly showing up to Kelly's job unannounced, this is what he had to say.
If Brittany tried to get into my mom's job, security would stop her immediately. My mom doesn't work at a little dentist office, so she really wouldn't get past the doors.
He talks about his mom like she works at the Batcave. My mom has a special swipey card, and if Brittany ever would have showed up, she would have hid behind security and told her that she can't come in the building. Are you serious? Oops. Did you just reveal that your mom might be afraid of little old Brittany? The master interrogator is intimidated by little girl Brittany? Wow, Matt. Now this shows that his pompous ass doesn't respect her or her work. He looks down on her. Now you can't walk side by side with somebody if they think that your natural place is underneath their heel. Now let's be clear, in this episode, what would have got that table flipped over was when Brittany's work mom asked them, what do you think goes into a healthy relationship? Brittany said, I'll answer first. Matt immediately cuts her off and says, communication. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Matt would have been communicating. He said, if you're mad, come talk to me. But this is coming from the same guy who was avoiding a conversation with Brittany because his mom had told him bad things about Brittany. Long story short, He asked for the bathroom, then he got up, pretended like he was going to the bathroom, only to run out the front door, run across the parking lot, and dial his mom immediately so he could call her and talk to her. Mom, you were right. She's so mean. You don't deserve an adult relationship, sir. Now, to tell the truth, I wasn't going to do videos on this series because it kind of has that down-home fake feel, if you know what I mean. Just doesn't strike me as genuine. But this was so ridiculous that if there's a possibility that this actually happened, I had to say something. I don't think he would have acted that way had there been another man sitting across the table from him, especially if it was her father. I don't think he would have been side-eyeing him. I don't think he would have been cutting off this man's daughter. I don't think a lot of things would have happened or transpired at that little lunch or brunch. Matt only respects his mother. Now, does this mean shame on Brittany and her work mom for trying to hold their ground and having this meeting with Matt? Hell no. This just demonstrates that small-minded people try to fit other people in the boxes they don't fit in. The best way to deal with people like this is to leave them the hell alone. No matter how much you argue with them or how right you are never going to change them. Don't waste your time, your life energy, and your lifespan trying to fix broken people. Number 3, all that tough Tony talk I was doing before and the joking around about violence, the thing is, violence never works out for anybody involved. As a father, the greatest gift I can give to my daughter or to my kids is my presence. And in this situation, if I were to do any of that stuff because my daughter got into a situation like Brittany and I met up with a guy that she was dating, then I'm putting myself in a position where this person, if I did half the stuff I was talking about doing to him, Matt and his mama definitely will be pressing charges against me from whatever hospital bed he's in. Number 4. In any contact or combat sport, the best way not to get hit is to not be there when trouble comes. My advice to Brittany or anyone else who is similarly situated, male or female, is to remember this. Everyone is worthy of your respect, but not everyone is worth your time. My name is James, and this is my take on reality. I'm out!
'Cause I've been living life right like I